Both Rhonda and Jeni, they share a quality, which is that they are profound and deeply caring people. This work that they do, it's not a profession or an occupation, it's a calling.
They both represent what is good about Jewish Family Services. They're both unbelievably dedicated to the clients, to the organization, and they're known for really supporting new staff that come through and creating a constant for the values that we have.
This is a chance to recognize the profound growth that Rhonda and Jeni are responsible for, that they are in some ways founders of JFS. Even though we've been around since the 1950s, what they have done is establish a very high watermark in terms of the standards of how we work and the results that our clients can expect.
Both have been working and supporting the Jewish community for many years. I enjoyed being the recipient of this support myself, as well as my friends. Both have very unique personality, very unique way of doing things, and a huge, beautiful heart. And they are visionary and leaders in their own terms.
There's similarities, and different approaches, definitely outward kind of presentation, but the core and the heart, they both share. They both have that foundation of caring.
There is a Jewish value that talks about welcoming the stranger, because we once were strangers in Egypt. Things did not go well for us. We hope it goes better for our students. And so we put a lot of emphasis on warmth and building people's self-confidence.
In Japan, many people respect Jewish culture. And my first experience about Jewish culture is a book my father bought for me. It's a great words from Jewish culture.
Do you remember anything that you learned from that?
Talking a lot is silver, but being quiet is gold. Different.
We have an 80-20 rule in our classes, whereby the students get to speak for 80% of the time and the facilitators get to speak for 20%. So we need to be concise and we need to be thoughtful about how we introduce certain grammatical points or stories or exercises so that the students are showcased in the class, not us.
Jeni really brings a thoughtful approach to what we do. She's been engaged in her passion, helping newcomers, especially with the English program.
The students love her, they enjoy her personality, they enjoy her friendship, and they enjoy her guidance. That's really visible every time you attend the class.
I have a focus on immigrants and newcomers that has been with me since I started here 22 years ago, and I'm never tired of it.
She gets what that experience is like to be, taken out of one context and dropped into another, and to have to learn and adapt and understand custom just as much as language and syntax and vocabulary.
I love to teach. That's not quite true. I love to facilitate learning.
I always feel when I meet her, here's a lady that just enjoys where she is at the time.
She's honest. She doesn't pull any punches, and she's very authentic.
I admire her. I think she's extremely intelligent, passionate in what she does, and the people that she serves and the difference that she makes in their lives is phenomenal.
I would describe Jeni as fierce, as thoughtful. She is outspoken. She says what she means and means what she says, and that's a rare quality. She's very clear and confident in who she is and what she needs to do to advocate for her clients and her students.
Just visiting with one of the other people that you're interviewing today, just to see his confidence, his ability to express himself is a testimony to what she does.
I'm encouraged by her, so I can keep trying. I can stay and I can be healthy and happy here. I really appreciate it.
I really look up to Jeni. Through this whole experience, she's been my mentor. She's been my guide. She's always there for a quick little giggle because she's so authentic. that it makes it very easy to be with her, how she believes in the justice, the dignity of women and of being free, and equality and kindness. And I think kindness is a very big part of her and Jewish Family Services.
She has someone who has a true appreciation for the language and instills that in her students, a value and a love of the English language.
I'm besotted with the English language, so it makes it exciting for me to transmit language, the English language, to others.
I had some other teachers. Now she's really different from them. So she teaches us with her, how can I say, kind of life or soul. Maybe her background is like that. So when I meet her, it's not just learning English, learning the life or how to live in Canada. It's everything. So I can't imagine my life in Canada without her.
Having someone like Jeni who is very open-minded, very inclusive, welcome everyone and anyone to our services is so important for us as Jewish community and is something that we can support. Jeni is an immigrant herself, many of our staff immigrant, as well as our volunteers and client and all the English students as well. It's so important to make people feel comfortable in Edmonton when they start their life here.
For a lot of those students, they think they've never met a Jew, and some of them have never met a Jew, and some of them hold stereotypes. And basically, when they fall in love with me, it's good PR.
If Jeni is the person that introduces them to a representative of the Jewish community, we couldn't ask for a better representative.
Our stated intention is to translate those Jewish values into the work we do, and I think that all clients would benefit from that, Jewish or not Jewish.
The idea was she took the people under 65 and I took the people over 65. The people that we each carried had different needs, different requirements, and if something came up that fit with both of us, we could both sit down together and put our heads together. She wrote the notes, I did the talking.
Rhonda has a heart of gold, and she has a very interesting way of communicating to people.
I never had a trouble getting up in the morning to go to work because it wasn't work.
It's not like it's a job for her. It's like it's just an extension of who she is.
When I read that job description, I said, this is not a job. This is what I do all the time.
She just happens to have an office and get a paycheck. That's all. Yes, she'd be doing it anyways.
That's my nature. I can't help it. My mother, when I was young, was out and helping. My father went to visit everybody that was in the hospital. That's the example that I had.
It's not something you can just sort of step into. You really have to be compelled and called into this type of work. And I think that's very much who Rhonda is. She's called to do this. If it wasn't a JFS, she'd be doing it on her own.
We're so fortunate to have her. She is the face in many ways of the organization.
The force of nature is like, I don't know, I said, Rhonda, please stop answering, work phone calls in the weekend, on the holiday, in the night. She makes herself available to everyone all the time.
Her passion just lit something within me. And so I said, I'm coming into Edmonton tomorrow. How about if I stop by your office so I can find out more? I'd like to help financially and perhaps volunteer. Those were magic words to Rhonda. So she was like, oh yes, I have something for you to do.
Yeah, she's got you.
That's right. Yeah, totally.
The first time I came out to help cook, I was hooked.
You've never seen anything like this lady running around in a wheelchair and cooking for like 250 people and guiding people who have no idea how to make a Hamantaschen.
So Rhonda can have a kitchen full of people, and within a matter of minutes, she's got everybody organized, running like clockwork.
She gets away with stuff that no one else gets away with. I mean, I don't know how else to say it. I'm not saying it negatively. She just kind of puts it out there. Others try the same thing. I don't know if they'd have the success, but she just, because everyone knows that it's from the heart.
She's a force of nature.
the only person I know that gets speed in a wheelchair, and just watch out because she's coming. So she has this force, and yet that absolute dead fast commitment to the client.
Wicked sense of humor, you know, but combined with big heart to help people and huge knowledge about what's going on and about the whole community, knows what everyone's doing, know where to refer everyone.
Rhonda knows everyone, and Rhonda is a really good resource if you don't know where to go next with whatever your issue may be.
There's very few people that have that kind of a skill set, really. But it's just such a joy to be around her too. You just can't wait to be around her to help, you know. It's a real blessing. It truly is.
Her magical superpower is she's pretty adept at seeing that whole person in front of her and knowing which way she needs to be, which Rhonda is needed in that moment for that individual.
Rhonda's the heart of the Jewish community. She's like the arms of the community too. You know, it's help, it's tangible help. It's not just talking and sending people elsewhere, which can be, you know, the way someone else may interpret her job. That's not the way she interprets the job. I guess what she's taught me is that when you're dedicated, you do your best, and that's all you need.
The organization is not the same without Jeni and Rhonda. And also I think the Jewish community and the Edmonton community is not the same without their support.
I'm just so pleased that we're able to recognize both of them.
These are two unsung heroes in our community. They don't do this work for the accolades and the recognition. They do it because they are drawn to it, because they are helpers in their very being, and in the core of their spirit, they're helpers. And when you are a helper, you go where you're needed.
For me, I will always teach. I hope to teach English, whether I'm working here or not. This is not a retirement party, Jared. As long as this works, and this works, that's not my breast, it's my heart, I'll be here.
Honestly, it's what effort you put into it, how enjoyable it is. It's not work and it's not tedious. I get great pleasure from knowing that I've helped someone else.
I hope that this gives them a chance to see and really know and truly believe that there's proof that the work that they do changes lives. They've blazed a trail. They've shown what it means to be dedicated in a way that I think many others aspire to.